Today we're going to be taking a look at the Richa Force 2 D30 jacket. Right, before we get into today's video, if you'd like to see the Force D302 jacket for yourself, there are links in the description below, or phone up your local Infinity store to see whether they have it in stock. If you've got any questions, chuck them in the comments down below, we're happy to answer them. Now, over the last couple of years, we've seen a huge trend towards lightweight mesh riding gear. Pretty much every manufacturer seems to be bringing out their own version, and honestly, that's not inherently a bad thing. Riders have been asking for lighter, more breathable gear for years. The problem is, some of them feel a little rushed. Almost as if manufacturers saw everyone else doing it and thought we'd better get one ourselves as well. The result is sometimes a jacket that ticks all the boxes on paper, but doesn't quite fully feel finished when you actually put it on. That's where this one actually feels different. The Richa Force 2 D30 jacket may not have been the first to jump on the trend, but having spent some time with it, it definitely feels like a more well-rounded, polished garment. It's comfortable, it's well thought out, and importantly, it doesn't feel like protection has been sacrificed in the pursuit of making something lighter. And at a price point of $159.99, it's also surprisingly affordable considering how much protection you're getting. And I think that's where this jacket becomes interesting, because whilst Richa marked it as an armoured base layer, I actually think it would suit riders more if they were to wear it as a standalone jacket. The first thing that struck me when I pulled this out of the box was how complete it actually feels. A lot of lightweight protection jackets immediately scream, wear me underneath something else, like if they're shy. This doesn't. It actually feels like a proper riding jacket. Now, this orange and black version, personally for me, isn't to my liking, but I know some people would absolutely love it. For me, the black on black version is the one I'd be taking home. It looks stealthier and doesn't scream for attention. And I think that suits the overall character of the jacket quite nicely. If we talk about the construction, the main fabric of this here is going to be Rubex, not Rubix, which I keep calling it, Rubex, which is a highly elastic polyester stretchy material. And I feel like that's the best way to describe this garment. It's soft, it's stretchy, and it's super comfortable. Genuinely, there's none of that rigid, restrictive feeling that you get from some armoured garments that are out there. The jacket moves with you rather than constantly reminding you that you're wearing something with armour. If you're the sort of rider that likes moving around a lot on the bike, or are a commuter every day, or just spending long hours in the old saddle, something you'll appreciate is this jacket. Now, despite how lightweight and comfortable this thing feels, don't make the mistake for it being basic. Protection-wise, it's actually pretty impressive. You've got full level 1 D30 stealth armour included. That means in the shoulder, the elbows, and at that price point, you even get a back protector, which is pretty rare these days. Now, if you've never come across D30 stealth before, the clue is in the name. The whole point is that it is a lightweight, flexible, and super low profile. You don't feel like you're wearing medieval armour every time you swing your leg over the bike. The jacket itself also is CE certified to a AA, and for a lightweight mesh jacket, that's really respectable for a commuting / touring garment. It puts it above a lot of casual riding sort of gear while still maintaining that comfort and, importantly, the airflow that people are looking for. One thing worth mentioning is the fact that it does say LA D30. It has nothing to do with Los Angeles or how hot it gets there. It just simply means it's a lightweight, advanced piece of armour. Fancy marketing name aside, what it really means is that they're trying to make the armour as comfortable and as discreet as possible without compromising impact protection. If we move on to the actual fit of the garment, for me this comes up quite close fitting, which makes complete sense because armour is supposed to stay where it is, otherwise it won't work. If you're between sizes, however, I would recommend sizing up if you want something a little bit looser. I like that feeling a bit more because I don't want to feel like I'm vacuum packed into the jacket that I'm wearing. And if you want to wear something underneath it, you can, and it'll still be sleek enough so that you can put something over the top of the garment as well. The size range is pretty decent too. You can get this garment from a small all the way through to a 3XL, but if you're particularly keen, you're actually able to get this all the way up to a 6XL. Which is nice to see because not everyone is built like a MotoGP rider, me included. One thing I really wasn't expecting to appreciate as much is the fact that it has a collar. Now that sounds incredibly boring, I know, but hear me out. A lot of mesh jackets seem to have a really low cut collar. And what ends up happening is they look a bit gappy, a bit loose, almost like they're not sitting properly. This uses a sort of neoprene collar, and honestly, it makes a huge difference in my opinion. It sits closer to the neck, looks tidier, and feels a lot more comfortable. And it just gives it, the whole jacket, a more premium feel. It's one of those little details that you probably wouldn't notice on a spec sheet, but you absolutely appreciate and notice when you're wearing it. The big thing about this is, of course, the ventilation. Richa's AVS system uses large mesh panels throughout the body in order to maximize the airflow, and you can absolutely tell because it's super meshy. The moment you're moving, the air flows really nicely throughout the entirety as well, incredibly well, which is why I think a lot of people might be slightly confused with the term all season, because that's what it says on the description. Because when you first look at it and you think, you know, Tom, that's clearly a summer jacket, and honestly, it's on its own, you'd be completely right. But what Richa actually means is that it's part of a modular setup. Whereas it is during the summer, of course, then when the weather turns, simply throw it waterproof over the top of it. Feature-wise, things are kept relatively simple, as you would expect anyway. You've got thumb loops, which stop the sleeves from riding up when you're putting additional layers on, a small stowing pocket in the rear to put some valuables in, and you've got two inner pockets as well for chocolate bars, that's what I'd use them for, as well as pockets for a split chest protector, as they're in two separate compartments on either side. Now, if you move on to some downsides, no review would be complete without talking a few downsides, and these are more personal preference rather than inherently the jacket's fault. The biggest one for me is that if you're specifically buying this as a standalone under protection layer, it's going to perhaps be a touch bulkier than some of the other ultra minimal options that are out on the market. Not enough to be a problem though, but enough that I personally think it makes more sense as a standalone garment rather than, you know, something that you would wear constantly underneath something else. And the second thing is purely personal preference. Once again, I'm not massively sold on the undertone of orange colorway. Thankfully, there are black options available because there are three. You have the black and white, where the white is the reflective material and this is black, or the super stealthy one, which I like, which is black on black, that has the stealthy grey reflective material. It's super sleek, super professional, in my opinion. But overall, I think this jacket that Richa's done is absolutely amazing. It feels like they're embracing the move towards lightweight, versatile garments, and this is part of their trail series as well. But that's going to be pretty much it. If you have any questions on the garment that I haven't covered in this video, please leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there are links to check this out on the website, or call your local Infinity store to see if they have it in stock so you can actually try it on. Because a big factor for me is I would like to size up, but if you're of a slimmer nature than me, then you can stay true to size. Right, I'll wrap it up. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, comment down below your opinions on the Richa Force D30 jacket. Be sure to subscribe, ride safe, and we'll see you all soon. I don't have a mesh jacket, I might take that one.